Well, hey, I'm sorry I haven't had a video out for a while, everybody, but I've been super busy coordinating the two-day Mark Twain Lake Fall Bass Classic. We had it this last weekend, so I spent the last week and a half getting everything lined out for that and all that good stuff. So today what we're going to do in this video, we're going to check out how we're going to put these habitat cubes in the lake, which is, it's September 26th right now. We're going to do our fall drop this weekend, which I'm not going to be able to be there, unfortunately, but I got another prior commitment I got to be at. But I'm going to meet up with Rusty Rothweiler and Keith Hendricks, which them two guys every year in the spring and the fall go out and mark the areas where we're going to put these cubes, and we're going to bring you all along. I hope everybody enjoys it. After I get done with that, I probably will crappie fish, and if I do catch a few crappie, I might put them in this video or I might save them for another video. But hope everybody enjoys it. Again, I'm very sorry I haven't had a video out lately, but I've been busy. But we're going to get back at the crappie stuff and might even get into some bass stuff, hopefully. Fall bite's going to pick up a little bit, all that good stuff. So let's get the boat in the water and we'll see everybody on it. Hey, we're at the ramp. We got Keith Hendricks, Rusty Rothweiler. They're the main guys that kind of go around and mark all the spots for these cubes and spider blocks and all that. And they got some jugs and kind of what you look for.
Well, we've been doing this for a few years now, working with the Corps, and first off, really thankful that that they're interested enough, you know, to get this project funded. You know, I know they write some grants and apply for some grants, and that's how this thing's happening. So hopefully, you know, the fishermen out here realize that this is something they really don't have to do. It's something they're interested in doing, and so that's a benefit to everybody. They had reached out to Rusty and I to, you know, we spent a lot of time on the lake, have known the lake since big enough to get on it, and so yeah, I learned a few things, or at least think you do, and they asked me if I'd get interested in locating spots, you know, best opportunities for angling and things like that for the fish and for the placement of the cubes. So so we got involved with it that way. Been doing it what it's 4 years now. Have we been for 4 yet? 4, whatever, however long it's been, but continuing to do it. So we're out here. It's what is today? It's
26th.
It's
September 26th.
Yeah, September 26th. I lose track of time.
Late April, late September.
So we do one in the spring, one in the fall. So this is our fall one. So we're going to go, the project today will be over in Lick Creek. So we'll use the ramp there behind Blackjack. They're at Ray Barron's, their stage off of. They've already built all the cubes. They've built all the spider blocks. They're going to be placing those today on the ramp. We're going to go out today and we're going to work with Aaron at the Corps, and we're going to get the spider block locations marked out, and probably going to drop the majority of those today to save a little time for tomorrow. So that's what we're up to today. The jugs that you're seeing behind us here, this is the way we come up with trying to keep track, try to keep everything. You know, if you got volunteers coming out, which thankful for all the volunteers. We have several volunteers build this stuff, and they help place it. They also help move it from the Frank Russell area where they build it over to the ramp that we're working from. So what we're trying to do is be ahead of that so we can save some time. We'll go out the day of or day of before, and we'll place kind of strategically where we think most of the structures need to be placed. You know, it might be next to a drop-off, off the end of a point, out on a flat area. So we kind of mix it up a little bit. So to keep track of where we're at, and it's kind of like a, you know, like a herd of turtles sometimes when things are going on. You know, it takes a while to get out there. We will have these places already marked, and then we just have to keep track of where we've dropped and where we haven't. And that way it speeds things up as much as what we can and kind of get through our day. So Rusty and I'll go out and we'll use our electronics, and you know, we do have knowledge where we're going to start with, yes, but we will get out there depending on lake level and what we have going on. we'll find the locations for where the structures are going to go, and so we'll have them marked off. So that's what we're going to do today.
You'll notice we've got orange jugs today. If this is normal, we'd have a set of red jugs, and clear jugs. We use the red jugs for, let's say, spiders. So that way, let's say I go out and Keith's on one side, I'm on the other. I know when I go here, that's where we want to put spiders. If it's a clear jug, we want to put cubes. So and the guys have learned that over the years, haven't they, Keith? Learn the color, So if we kind of get in between, the guys that know that they've got spiders, they'll come directly to where these are, and the guys that's got cubes, we'll go to where the clear jugs are. We're always asked, and Keith asked probably more than I am, how did we figure out where to put these and blah, blah, blah. So I think he just explained that. It's not random. That's why we mark it, with these jugs so we know what we got. We have been through every kind of jug placement there is, from
a lot of experiments.
Everything but bricks and rope and like that. In fact, you and Keith Williams helped one year, and it worked, but it was. So last year we got our heads together, and you can go to Walmart and buy these clips. You get 12 of them for $1.89. And what this is, like on these here, these are 10 foot, and we do everything based off 606.
On the
lake level, which is. So in theory, if I hook this around the length of chain, like here, drop it over the side, put it on one of them red jugs, we know it's going to be spiders in 10 foot of water. We adjust up and down. Like last year, we had to adjust up and down. The other ones we got here, these are set at 15 to 16 foot because we feel like we want the cubes, at 15 to 16 foot. And then you got to adjust up and down. So over the years, we've set, I don't know how many pair of scissors we wore out and how many things of cord we wore, knots that wouldn't hold over the night, pieces of structure. We left enough structure out there and chains alone, and stuff. So we put a little thought into it. One, it's a lot easier for us. I know when I grab this yellow cord, it's going to be somewhere around 10 foot. And Keith is very good with his live scope. That other electronics, finding a good place for these. And I think anybody, I don't know how many times I've drove by this year, and there's a boat sitting somewhere where we put structure over the last 4 years. So there's no secrets. We all know that.
And all the coordinates are shared. They're on the Corps website. They're fairly easy to find, actually. And these will be on later. It takes a little bit to get that going, but we'll get all the coordinates once we get done after tomorrow, and they'll post them up on the Corps of Engineers site for everybody to see. So everybody get, there's no secrets. We list everything we do. So
now there may come a time this winter when you see us out here. We're not going to tell you about that. If it's Corps affiliated, we're going to be. You're going to know.
Yeah. But anyway, that's sort of the gist of what's been going on with it and how we're doing it. We just actually appreciate the opportunity to do it too. I know it's good for the fishery, it's good for the anglers, and we've lost a lot of structure out of the lake, and it's just part of the aging. The lake's older than what you realize. What it filled in 83.
84, fall 84.
83, 84.
I mean, the lake's 41 years old today from the time
so
they
there's
shut
been
the dam.
Been a lot of structure. Shoreline structure is all pretty much gone, but
the rivers are silted in.
But there's a lot of underwater structure. That was there. When I say structure, actually cover. Some brush. There used to be a lot of finger brush, things like that's been gone for a long time. So we're recreating some angling opportunity. There's a element of it's going to draw minnows. Algae's going to grow on all this stuff. They're going to have some minnows. They're going to be interested in it. You're going to have some feeding fish that are going to be around there, whether they're crappie. They tell me the catfish really like the cubes. That's what I understand. So
we had 3 years ago, I think we did Spalding 2 years ago. We had one of our friends call us the next morning where we put in cubes that afternoon, and there was fish on with his live scope. He took a screenshot. In less than 24 hours, there's already a population of fish on these, so they do work.
Yeah, they do. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. So we're going to get out there and see if we can get this project underway for the fall of 2025.
right behind me, we got some spider blocks that's been dumped here at Ray Barron's ramp, and they're going to be dumping the rest of them here in a little bit, and we're gonna, I think they're gonna take the big barge and dump all these today, so hopefully get some footage for everybody and all that good stuff. So we're gonna head back around into Lick Creek and find Keith and them and just kind of watch him put the jugs out and all that good stuff. There's one jug dropped right there. You know, Keith's up there running the trolling motor with his electronics, finding the spots that are going to be best for these structures. And looks like they're getting ready to drop another jug right there. Look at that. Boom, right there. They're dropping another one. They got it kind of in a triangle.
So the idea here is that we've got a little bit of a, you might call it a high spot. It's really kind of more of a flat spot, I guess. Dropping off out where you're at, Jason, it'll drop off out there. What are you setting in water depth?
18.
Yeah. So they can nose that barge in here with the spiders on it to this marker buoy here, and they know they're in the right spot because they've got them on either side, and they'll just pick those off as they'll pull it backwards, and they'll be shoving them off, and we'll put a bunch of spiders on this spot right here. Off doing the cubes, you know, and we have volunteers bringing them on their boats. You'll have 4 or 5 boats kind of chasing you, you know, as wherever you're going. And then Aaron and his guys can come in with the Forge work barge with the spiders on there, and then they can be dropping on these spots while we've got the rest of the volunteers off doing the cubes.
Well, and a lot of times with the cubes, there'll be 1 or 2 guys in the boat. You know, so you shut the boat down trying to get where we want them to, and today's perfect. We've done it in 25-mile-an-hour winds. Wherever, you know, where you're trying to do all this thing at one time, it's really hard to keep everything coordinated. So
it's hard to tell where you've been.
We get these spiders today, that'll make the cubes a lot easier tomorrow.
I don't know if you can see behind me, but the colors are starting to change a little bit. It's a beautiful sight here at Mark Twain Lake. If you haven't been here in the fall, come and check it out. These colors are going to change big time. It's going to be some beautiful scenery. Here we are, into September.
Hold on. He can pull in there. He knows to get between these. He knows to stop right there and start dropping as he idles back out.
Right.
That's the idea.
It's a perfect idea.
Right there. That's one.
If you guys heard that, what they're doing, how they got them jugs placed, so when the Corps of Engineers barge comes in here today, he can come right in through there and then drop them as he backs out, and then he'll drop them in a line where they want them. All right, they just dropped another one there, and there's one over there on the other side of the boat, and then they're gonna drop one probably, I'm guessing, out in here. Now see right here on the initial drop, they got looking at things a little bit more. Now they're gonna move it.
Straight back. Because he can pull in here. As long as he gets them across right here, we'll be good. I'm dragging this up. Yeah, I know you are. Alright, I'd say right there. Okay.
Perfect. Now the barge can get right in here, drop the spider blocks, and get out. One right there. I think I'm going to keep him. It's kind of a small one, but laying right on the bottom. There's another one. Just a smaller crappie. going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. What I'm looking at is these fish right here laying right on the bottom. I'm throwing the jig down, I'm getting to the top of them, and I'm kind of swimming it above them, and then they're popping it. Boy, he hit it like a freight train, but he ain't very big. Not very big at all. We got the arrival of the barge. It's got the spider blocks on it, coming right in here to Lick Creek, where we're going to dump these spider blocks today.
Good. So you see the three? See the one in the middle to you all the way back? So take the boat in, let them tell you that you're right to it, and then at that point, just slowly back out and they can go ahead and start kicking them off the sides from there.
You got a plan. We'll see how well we do.
Hello? You'll do fine.
What's up, Aaron? Dumping the first set of spider blocks. There we go. That's load number one. There's our second round coming right there. All right, what I'm gonna do now, while they're going to get another load, I'm gonna go over here, and we got some locations where they're gonna put some of these cubes tomorrow, which, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna be able to be here. I've got a prior engagement. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and mark them on my Garmin map here. All I gotta do is get in the general area, come in, drop the scope, and I'll be able to find them. So gonna hit a mark in there. We're gonna assemble it. We're gonna go the cube. I like to do the red cube there. And they're just gonna be all along this bank right here. So let me get these marked, and then we'll head back over and watch them drop a couple more of the spider blocks in a couple more areas. All right, just gonna be the last drop of the day. We're going to video, and there they are right there. Corps of Engineers, thank you to them for putting this all together and all the volunteers. So let's check them out while they drop the last load here. start dumping them. Aaron Eckelkamp's driving the party barge. There they go. Both sides. Done deal. Thanks a lot, guys. Wave to the camera. Well, that's going to end the video. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get out and start making some more crappie videos as soon as these crappie really get to biting pretty hot and heavy. So thanks again to Keith and Rusty in the background there, and the Corps of Engineers for putting all this together and doing all this. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see everybody on the next one.